Welcome back to the Great Babish Beat Off. On this episode, I'm going to try my hand at taking on some of the best Nashville hot chicken. Now I know what you're thinking. Nashville hot chicken in New York City? Why, I can get much better Nashville hot chicken by leaving my husband, taking the kids to Nashville, Tennessee. So that's why I decided to come to Nashville. Is that a penis? And I'm here to take on two behemoths in the Nashville hot chicken space. Prince's and Hattie B's. Let's go try them out. This episode is brought to you by CookUnity. As someone who's obviously passionate about at-home dining, CookUnity has brought a new solution to my table. Unlike conventional food delivery services, CookUnity operates as a chef-to-you platform, delivering exceptional restaurant-quality meals directly to your doorstep. They're so good that our crew eats them on shoot days instead of ordering in. Today I'm trying the grilled chicken kale Caesar by Chef John DeLucci. Other favorites of mine are the Caribbean pork stew by Chef Ivy Stark and jerk blackened chicken rasta pasta by Chef Pat LaFrida. Real chefs, real flavors, that's what I love about CookUnity. Upgrade your dining game at cookunity.com/Babish50 or click the link below. Using my code Babish50 supports this channel and also gets you an exclusive 50% off your first order. So a fitting competitor seems like the original hot chicken, and that is found at Prince's, the inventors of Nashville hot chicken. Let's see if it's all hot or just chicken. There you go. Thank you very much, sir. Well, those look rather angry. These are replete with mud, big old tenders, and they're on 2 slices of white bread. Everything I was led to believe would be Nashville hot chicken. So the crust looks really thick and craggy from repeated dippings in the same dry ingredients. Looks really angry, but I'm a nice guy, so hopefully I can, calm it down. See what happens. I mean, it's hot. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's tasty, but it's mostly spicy. Like, I mostly just taste cayenne and not even that much paprika. It just seems like mostly spicy. The chicken is a little bit tough. It's a little bit dry. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a proper spice mix. I don't know how crispy my chicken's gonna be, but I know how to make juicy chicken. I know how to get it juicy. You hear that? That's crunchy. So another thing I have to take into consideration is the pickles. I wanted to make my own pickles, but these are those really electric green, and I don't know if I can achieve this level of green. We'll see what we can do, but I might need to go store-bought pickles, which would be a shame. I want to come in and see if I can do this my way, and if it can be better. I don't know why I work so hard to not win these competitions, but you're welcome. All right, so Prince's might have invented Nashville hot chicken, but Hattie B's made it famous. Let's go find out why. Definitely see more like spices in the mud. At both these places, we're getting the second hottest. I don't think I can nail the subtleties of a medium. I know how to make things very spicy or a little spicy. Medium, I don't know. Second hottest is still hot enough where you're able to taste it to some extent, and you're not, having a complete coughing fit. I'm thinking about my judges, I'm thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my upper intestine, I'm thinking about my lower intestine. I'm thinking about my sphincter. I'm always thinking about my sphincter.
What about your urethra?
Anyway, I'm eating this chicken now. Oh. Yeah. It doesn't hit you until you swallow. I was chewing it, I'm thinking, I'm a bad mother. And then you swallow and you're like, I'm a bad mother. That's hot. Oh, it lingers. Oh, wow. Okay. But here's what's interesting. Ow, my sinuses.
Here, do you want some of my beer?
I can't think.
Do you want some ice cream?
No, I'm a man. It's nuked my prefrontal cortex. I can't function. Here's what's interesting. Are those feces? No, those are seed pods. I'm spice drunk right now. What tree does this come from? Here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. This is the opposite of Prince's. Prince's was dry. This is quite moist and juicy. Prince's was really crispy and crunchy on the outside. The breading on this is not as crunchy. Some parts of this are flexible. You can see as I poke it. Look at as I poke it. And flavor, this has a much more enjoyable flavor with a much less bearable heat. For a solid few minutes, I could not compose my thoughts because it wasn't going away. And it makes you panic because you can't get rid of it. So we have two very different types of chicken here. It's a very interesting spread. And what I need to do now is try to hit the balance of the two. I want a crunchy exterior, I want a juicy, tender interior. I want flavorful seasoning that doesn't punch you in the dick, but it punches you in the face gently, a loving punch, you know, like. And good news is, these pickles look viable to me. These look like you could make these. Seriously spice drunk, like I feel delirious right now. You know it's intriguing. So we tried the competition. It was really very good and really very hot. But there were some shortcomings to both. And I'm not just saying that to make my own dick seem bigger by comparison. I'm saying that because it's true. My dick is bigger by comparison. Prince's was pretty dry and tough on the inside. It might have gotten a bad batch. We went there in the off hours. Could have been sitting under a heat lamp. And the spice mixture tasted really flat. It just tasted like hot and mean. The crunch, the shell was incredible. You hear that? Then over at Hattie B's, it was the inverse. We got not a great crust, but really juicy, tender meat and a really flavorful mud. And one that lingered on the palate, one that stayed hot for like a minute and a half, like enough time to be like, is this my life now? So all I gotta do is make juicy, tender chicken, shatteringly crisp crust, and a flavorful, ultra spicy mud. Easy peasy. Nashville. So juicy chicken, I know I can do. And I'm gonna achieve that by virtue of a buttermilk brine. I have some hot sauce and some pickle juice. It's gonna be really juicy, it's gonna be really tender. I'm not gonna measure anything. That's how they do it in the South. Am I right, Brad?
Right, brother. Only 3 measurements I need are U, S, and an A.
Well, I'm gonna add a U of buttermilk, and then an S of hot sauce, and then an A of pickles. Do not, I don't want to see that in the video. That wasn't fun. There was probably plenty of salt in the pickle brine and in the hot sauce, but just to make sure, I'm just gonna bolster it with like another tablespoon's worth. Our very own Amelia brought us some bay leaves from her own backyard. The Southerners amongst us have told me that the standard is tender. It's music to my ears because that means these are gonna be fully saturated by the time I'm ready to cook them. These guys are gonna brine overnight. I would not go much longer than that, at least 4 hours. That's the bare minimum you'd wanna go. As for the rest of the process, I'm gonna make some pickles, and some spices that are in place real nice here are jerk spices. And then for the bread, I'm just gonna make Texas toast. I'm just gonna make really thick sliced white bread. Then again, that could differentiate me.
Are you afraid to show who you are in this competition because you don't want it to be a denial of you if you lose? You don't want them to know that they're saying no to you, perhaps?
None of these places are making their own bread. They're using white sandwich bread, like Wonder Bread. So I see very little reason for me to labor in such a way. And I don't want to, so I'm not going to. It'll be tomorrow when you see me next, because it won't be tomorrow for you. So if I'll say I'll see you tomorrow, then that's just misleading. And I'm a journalist above all else, so. Okay, so let's talk strategy. Last night, as you saw, I got my chicken tenders marinating. I want to find the way to get the breading to adhere to the chicken the best. Nothing bums me out, gets my dick softer than when you cut into some chicken or bite into it and it's just chicken, 10 feet of space, breading. Hate that. Don't want that. Not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna make bread, but I am gonna try making these pickles. So I think I'm gonna start there because I want them to have the longest amount of time to just sit in the hot pickling liquid so they get very thoroughly pickled. I also wanna make them as lemon lime green as possible because the store-bought pickles that most of these places are using look pretty store-bought. So I need to imitate that to some extent. So let's get started on that. It's about as thick as this mandolin's gonna cut them, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm using a mandolin, both because it's quick and easy, but also because it's going to provide perfect consistency in my slices. The competition was crinkle cut, so I am concerned that this will be a dead giveaway, that these are your boy Babbies. Now to that, I'm gonna add these bad boys. Some Scotch bonnets. I think these might be habaneros, which are spicier than Scotch bonnets, question mark, which is a good thing. So these are just gonna be for flavor. I'm not gonna be putting these on the hot chicken. It'd be a dead giveaway if I do something really gourmet like that. So I'm just gonna rough chop these just to ensure that all their flavor and heat gets imparted into the pickles. And another very standard ingredients in jerk is scallions. Okay, and then spices. Now, the primary spice in jerk is allspice, and we couldn't find whole allspice berries. Instead of whole allspice, I have some ground allspice, and that's just gonna have to do. If anything, it might be a good thing that it's ground, because that will really ensure that these taste of allspice, because that's one of the primary flavors. Probably 2 teaspoons worth, I do a little more. I'm also gonna add some coriander seeds, some black peppercorns, about a tablespoon's worth. Can't have pickles without mustard seeds. Cinnamon, I think will be nice to just a little bit, just 1 stick, just to show that I care. I also have some juniper berries, really standard pickling spice. It's gonna make them taste a little bit more like pickles, about a tablespoon of whole juniper berries, 2 bay leaves, each broken in half. And that ought to do it. Let's go over the stovetop, we'll make our pickling liquid. I'm probably gonna go 50-50 vinegar to water. I'm also gonna add some white wine vinegar. It's just gonna add a little bit of color, a little bit more complexity of flavor, a solid ½ cup of honey. I'm also gonna top it off with water, so it's not too vinegary. I really don't know what the ratio is for salt for pickling. That much. And I'm gonna add some food coloring. Just want it to be that really processed pickle look. That looks about right to me. That looks like that fake ass pickle color. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna do it. Let's add a bit more water. Let's just do sugar for the rest. Really want these to be quite sweet and spicy. That's my favorite kind of pickle. While that's coming up to a simmer, I'll get some garlic going. I really like garlicky pickles, so I'm probably gonna do like as many of these cloves as I can. I'm gonna do the shake trick. You know the shake trick?
I don't think that's safe to tell you.
Early on when I did pasta all olio, I did the shake trick in a soft tub and tried to peel the garlic by shaking in there. It didn't work because it was Tupperware. What you need is a rigid metal or glass container, something that has rigidity. Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay, yeah, it worked for most of them. Lightly smash these cloves to release their allicin, and let's pour it in. Everything's fine, everything's cool. Ooh, that smells pretty good. And I can smell the allspice, so it's coming through. That's great. That means it's gonna taste at least a little something like jerk. I'm gonna cover this up and let it hang out for the duration of what we're doing. I can't pick that up, it's hot. We'll be right back. So for the chicken, I'm gonna try the classic Southern breading method of just straight from the brine into the flour, into the oil. I don't think that's gonna work as well as taking the chicken out of the brine, patting it completely dry, tossing it in flour, then into the brine, mix a little bit of egg. Why am I even trying the other method? Why don't I just do what I think is gonna work? So I'm not gonna try other method, I'm just gonna do what I want. Out of the brine, I'm going into my dry mix, and the dry mix is going to be a mixture of 2-to-1 flour to cornstarch. Cornstarch is very commonly used in Asian deep frying techniques to give a really ultra crispy shell at the cost of browning. But that's not gonna be a problem for 2 reasons. First, it's gonna be covered in mud, it's gonna be mudded. It's gonna get mudded. Second, because I'm going to double fry my chicken in my favorite deep fat frying medium, 50-50 mixture of peanut oil and lard. The breading is going to absorb a lot of moisture from the chicken while it rests. And then when I fry it again, all that moisture is going to evaporate and we're gonna be left with impossibly crispy chicken. So now we need to make our breading. It's gonna be mostly flour, and as with everything, I'm not measuring. I'm gonna do a 2-to-1 flour to cornstarch ratio. 1 to 2 teaspoons worth of baking powder. Then spices. Now I'm gonna basically do KFC's 11 herbs and spices. Nobody really knows what they are, but we pretty much figured it out. Science found a way. Got some white pepper here, a little bit of ground ginger, about a half teaspoon's worth, I'd say. Just a little tiny hint of cayenne pepper, normal paprika. And this is gonna give really nice color without too much flavor. What else we got here? Ground mustard. Definitely some good sprinkles of ground mustard. Garlic powder, probably a teaspoon's worth. Onion powder. Normally I don't put spices in the breading mixture. I always think, oh, I'll put spices on the meat and that way they won't burn. You, me. There's so many fastidious tips that I've learned over the years. Don't season your steak with pepper. Grind some pepper on there once it's off the heat. That way you don't burn the pepper. It tastes good. I don't care if it's burnt. And then the final secret weapon, a little bit of MSG. So that is gonna be our dries. Whisk all this together. I am going to probably try to fry as quickly as possible, which means I'm gonna get my fat in the fryer starting to heat up while I start to bread the chicken. I'll use 1 brick of lard and the rest will just be peanut oil. How about that? I need a little bit more than that because I'm just over the minimum line. Ooh, that felt good. Let's crank it up to 300. I'm gonna put it right between 300 and 325. So for the chicken, I'm gonna take it out of the brine. I'm gonna pat it completely dry. Okay, we got nice dry tendies. For now, I just wanna coat these guys in flour. And I want this layer to really bond with the outside of the chicken. That is gonna be a surface to which the breading can cling. Then to the brine, I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to thicken it up, 2 rounded tablespoons worth. Whisk, 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 whisk. I got 1 egg here. I'm gonna beat it together with a little bit of salt. Add that, just for a little extra richness. Make sure all that flour is incorporated. Might actually add a little bit more. I want it to be like a really thin paint, or like heavy cream. Maybe that's more apropos. It already is kind of like heavy cream, really thin paint. Likewise, just like a student exchange program, we're gonna grab a couple TBSBs worth of this junk into the dries, which is gonna create all those little clumps, which is gonna give me an extra crispy breading. That's really all there is to it. Now it's time to do the first fry, because if there's a glaring issue, now's the time I wanna catch it. The flour has been kind of soaked up liquid from the chicken. So it's really bonded now, and I think that it's going to hold a lot better. Befuddling to me that sometimes little patches of dry can show up, even though it just was literally sitting in liquid just now. Okay, there we go. And now let's really toss these guys around. I've never used this is like a commercial level basket fryer here. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, wow. Oh, that's looking to be off to a good start, Bradley. Whew, I'm nervous. What if I'm not all that they say that I am? What if I'm just some asshole? It's looking already pretty pale, but that's fine. Again, we're gonna do a double fry, shouldn't be a problem. It's been about 5 minutes. These guys are looking golden blonde. They should be cooked through at this point. Crank this up to 350. Maybe 365, and then we're gonna double fry that. While that's heating up, I'm gonna make the spice mixture, and then we pour hot oil over top to bloom the spices, to toast them, get their flavors up and at them. It's a lot of cayenne. To get it super hot, the way that the ones that we've been having, you need mostly cayenne. Ground paprika. It's really more for color, but it's definitely bringing flavor for sure. I'm gonna throw some MSG in there. Why not? A hint of garlic and onion powder, because that'll just be nice. And then we need brown sugar. Very important to have sweetness to offset all this heat. Maybe like a 2-to-1 spices to sugar. So I don't want it to be too sweet, but I do want it to be sweet. I'm gonna throw some freshly ground pepper in there. I'm also gonna hit it with some salt. Sit up, do the thing, get it mixed, do that thing. My oil's up to temp. I'm gonna move this to the side for just a moment because I'm going to steal some of that oil. Oh yeah, buddy. Looks right, that's for sure. Let me try some of this here, see where we're at. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's hot. It's not as hot as them though. It's not as hot as them. I gotta put more cayenne in there. Go nuts. Yeah, there she goes. Let's drop these guys back down in for their second cook. There we go. While they're still good and hot, immediately brush them down with the mud. Let's put those on the toast. Now all there's left to do is try it. First things first, let's see if it's crispy. Oh yeah, it's real crispy. Pretty juicy. Maybe I dried it, I might have overcooked it a little bit, but let's see what happens. That's really good. I added so much cayenne to that. It's more cayenne than anything else, and I'm starting to not like the flavor of it because it's so cayenne forward, and I can't get it as spicy as Prince's. I don't know what they might just be adding capsaicin extract. They might be using a special spicier cayenne. They might be, I don't know what they're doing to make it spicier, but I can't reach that same level. So the chicken that we order from Prince's and Hattie B's, we're gonna knock it down one spice level so that there's not such a huge disparity. This is my preferred spice level because it's hot. I am sweating, like my brow is misty. So we're knocking it down to hot because it is hot, it is spicy. This will get you sweating on a cold day. The flavors are all there. There's a lot of sweetness. I added a lot of brown sugar, but I like it. It's really playing nicely with the spices. Like, it gives you a little bit of relief. I still have lingering heat, not in a panic-inducing way like a Hattie B's, but like I still feel spice in my throat even though I took my last bite, I don't know, 2 minutes ago. So really happy with where we landed there. Now we gotta try the pickles. And I'm just gonna fish one out here. So it doesn't look super fake and electric the way that I wanted. I don't know, I might need to go store-bought unless they're like really good or something. Dude, those are so good. Those taste like jerk. They taste like jerk. Those taste like jerk. It's gotta be the Scotch bonnets. And they're just as spicy as this is. It's really bright and briny. It's not as sweet as I wanted it to be, but that's a good thing because the spice, the mud is already so sweet. I don't wanna over-sweet things. It was perfect. This was super punchy and vinegary. It's probably been, I don't know, what, 5-6 minutes since this guy got brushed down, and it's still glassy crisp. It's still plenty crisp. I'm thrilled with this all around. So now we're at the point where I'm gonna start plating everything up, and we're gonna get ready to bring in our native Nashvillians exclusively to come in here and judge my chicken against Hattie B's and Prince's. Let's see who comes out on top. We'll see you right after I beat off on the Great Babish Beat Off.
Okay, chicken won.
Chicken won.
I'm really excited.
Are you? I'm nervous.
Well, being a Nashville guy, I'm not gonna lie, I eat probably too much hot chicken.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
for real.
I've been here a couple of years and I don't eat nearly enough hot chicken.
Okay.
So
Do you do well with spicy?
I do, but I don't know if I'll do well with this spicy.
So what's your method? Are you gonna get bread, chicken, and pickle for every single one?
I mean, I'm gonna do the full experience first, and then I'll go back for the chicken to get the details.
I just want to make sure I get at least one of those pickles.
You take a pickle.
I'm going real hard. This is gonna be beautiful. I've got a guess about what that is.
from one bite.
Yes.
The spice is really tasty. It's flavorful. It's definitely got a kick to it.
It's not too spicy. The chicken isn't that good.
So it's definitely getting hotter after I've swallowed it.
Tastes hot. Tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
This one, the reason I think I know who made it is because it has a lot of salt. Sometimes hot chicken in Nashville doesn't have enough salt. It has a lot of flavor and it's like crazy hot, but this one, when it hits the salt right, I feel like I kind of have a good guess already.
Sorry.
Oh, you're cool.
I'm just like getting hot chicken in the back of my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Flavor good. Chicken's a little dry.
Chicken's okay.
I feel like it's good. I'm gonna have to compare it to the other ones because I feel
Yeah.
like the baseline, I'm just not.
If you order this expecting hot chicken, I think you'd be happy.
Yeah, I think this is like a pretty standard hot chicken is what it feels like.
This is chicken number 2.
This looks way spicier.
It does look way spicier. It also looks way better to me.
This is way more intimidating.
Okay, so it's got a lot different color going on.
I can smell it.
I smell nothing.
What?
I'm not sure if I feel anything anymore. I think my mouth might be burnt.
Gabe also told us that when he orders hot chicken, he orders mild.
I do. Yeah, I'm a mild boy.
I couldn't have guessed from the beverage choice you have.
Listen, you don't get what you don't ask for.
These look like good pickles though. The other ones look more just like your classic that you get at a fast food restaurant. These look like fancy pickles.
This is a gourmet pickle experience.
It's pretty good, man. This chicken seems better, maybe from wherever, I don't know, but it is,
It's not as dry.
yeah.
Don't you see the spice on this one feels more like a paste? No?
It does. I'm just dissecting the flavors. There's like a lot. I'm not sure. Was that the pickle? What's happening in my mouth?
Profile-wise, it's significantly different tasting. The first one was a bit more just like chicken tenders that were spicy. This one has sugary stuff.
There's a lot more range where it's like, I felt just heat
Yeah.
on the last one, where
Yep.
it's like, yeah, you got the salt and you got the heat. There's a lot more flavor profiles going on here.
And not as much pickliness, which could be good.
The last one felt like a more prototypical.
Feels like the airport version.
Yeah, it was just kind of. It was kind of boring. The last one, it was just like this. Is
Compared
hot.
to this, especially.
Yeah, it just felt hot. This feels more complex and interesting.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's like a 9 out of 10 chicken for me. I'm really pleased.
Chicken number 3?
Number 3.
All right.
So I know I Babe Ruth the first one and said Hattie's. This one also looks like Hattie's. So if one of these is Andrew's, I think he nailed it.
Visuals alone, I'm putting this at number 2 in the lineup. This seems more appealing than that first one we had. I'm not feeling that first one. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be better, but it looks less spicy to me.
The spice overall is building for me right now. I'm still feeling the cumulative effects of these.
I'm starting to heat up over here.
You get a
Do
little sweat,
brow.
a little sweat cam. Sweat cam.
Hold on, cheese.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It's not even that spicy. I can't control my sinuses. They betrayed me.
You sure it's not that spicy? You're sure you don't want milk?
Hot chicken is inherently greasy. That's like a good part of it. And so this has that good grease factor. I know it sounds gross, but it's like the best part. Like you get this bread in here soaking up all this yummy
Yeah.
stuff.
bottom of that
That's like,
was
that's what's up.
That was cute.
It definitely tastes less spicy and more fried flavor.
I can't tell how much spice is building up resistance to things as I go, because this one just tastes kind of boring to me.
I mean, it tastes amazing. The heat's later. I'm getting the heat now.
Yeah, I didn't get it up front.
If I were to pick a preference, I would prefer this one. A lot of thought went into the mix of the spices where it's not just like kicking you in the face hot immediately, you know?
That's what I don't like, where it's just like, it's from like barely touching your tongue, you're like, well, I can't enjoy this. This is just heat now.
The chicken is good on this one. The chicken is not dry. It's juicy. The breading's thick.
Yeah,
It has a nice mouthfeel to it.
the crunch is still crunchy.
But I would say the dominant flavor I'm getting here is just straight up chicken.
It feels like it has less seasoning on it. It's not as interesting as number 2.
The
but
chicken doesn't seem as good though either.
Yeah.
It feels uninspired.
Strong words. Sorry.
No offense, I hope it's not yours, Andrew.
I think I need to try the first one.
Okay, we gotta go back. Let's try them all.
I don't know. It's very hard for me to tell.
Hard. I know, and I kind of keep going back and forth on these. I'm pretty sure this is Prince's because Prince's usually has sugar in theirs. So my guess is that that's Prince's, and I kind of like Prince's for what it is.
It's been so long since I've had theirs because I definitely don't recall it being so fundamentally different. It is really interesting to have like your more traditional feeling, at least for me, and then this one that's kind of an outlier. Super tasty though.
Yeah.
I'm going on the record. This is not good. I do not like this chicken.
Whatever places, if this is Andrew's, you're kind of in trouble too.
I really hope it's not.
Don't get me wrong, if that was the only chicken here, I would still eat that chicken. The flavor of the chili oil is good. The chicken is just overdone. I mean, it's no question, this is distinct. This feels like an amped up version of this. And this tastes like there's just more complexity to it. There's a sweetness, it's still really spicy. The chicken is perfectly cooked.
And this one is very, very good. It's just a little bit more generic. As I said, kind of takes me to a KFC place, which I'm not above.
This one tastes a lot drier to me now,
Yeah.
which I did not feel like when it was the first one I ate. The seasoning on this one is superior.
I feel like these are almost like heat for the sake of heat. This feels like heat for the sake of an experience.
Flavor?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know.
I also think I have arrived.
Will you chug the rest of your drink with me?
Would that make you feel better? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cheers. Did it so fast.
Slamming milk, man.
What are we thinking in terms of our ranking?
I'm gonna say third, second, first.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
three, two,
exactly
one.
the same thing for me. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, like I said, I know this is way different, but I like that it's different, but I definitely think that's the best one.
I do too. This one, good crunch. Bread was great.
Yep.
Saturated. The flavors are delicious, and it didn't hit you with the heat up front.
Right.
This one was great. It was different, and it's still good, and it's just not.
I would definitely still eat it.
Yeah,
For the record, it's really good.
We were happy with all of
Oh
them.
yeah, really good. But yeah, like more pickly, sweeter, and I just think nailed the combo right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear to me. For me, number 3, number 2, number 1. It's not even that close of a call.
I agree with you completely. This is my number 3. That's my number 2. And this has got to be number 1. This has so much more complexity in the spice blend. The chicken is so juicy. It's got a nice char on it.
If I was just looking for some, really good fried chicken, this is a good option.
Totally.
This just feels a little bit more elevated, distinct, unique, and just more delicious.
So number 3 for me is going to be number 1. I just feel like it fell flat a little bit. The texture wasn't there and it got a little bit drier compared to the other 2. This one is my number 2. These 2 are actually really similar in a lot of ways. I feel like this one has a slight edge on flavor. The chicken seems to be a little bit better. And this one's gonna be my number 1. It just has the most interesting flavor, most complex overall. It has a nice sweetness to it. The texture is even a little bit better in my opinion, and it just wasn't as dry either.
My number 3, also this one, initially seemed pretty solid, like consistency hot chicken wise, but then coming back to it after having the other 2, it lacks everything in texture and flavor. Like then the heat is just like heat and it stays and there's no other flavors that you get. This one is definitely my number 2. This one has a lot better texture than this one, and it still feels like if you wanted hot chicken and you ordered it somewhere, you wouldn't be disappointed. It would satisfy a craving probably. But definitely number 1 is this one. The spice mixture had the best flavor. The chicken itself had the best texture and the best mouthfeel. It does look the scariest, but it definitely tasted good. And there's something like, it is like a paste or a different way that the seasoning tastes that comes off better in eating this one.
It just stands out like now when I'm like, oh, I would like some hot chicken. I'm like, oh, this one's different. This one might be,
If you're in the Nashville airport, you get one of these and you'd probably be happy with it though.
Right, this is what I would expect in the Nashville airport. This one feels like a more, I don't know, just a more interesting experience. Maybe it's a new innovation, as it were, into the hot chicken space.
It is the moment of truth. It's truth time, fellow patriots. All right, here we go. Which one is this?
That's gonna
Oh, with
be-
sympathy, it's got to be third. Yeah, smart. Please, just not third. Whew. Okay. All right. Glad that I beat the probably family-owned inventors of Nashville hot chicken. I feel bad. I only feel bad about that. But I'm also relieved that I didn't lose because I wasn't a huge fan of the chicken. And this one says, congratulations. Where'd you get these cards? I'm gonna open it and not look at it. And you can see the results. I'm gonna bet everything I have, everything, that my name is on this card. If I lose, if my name's not on this card, you are the inheritor of my estate, Brad. This is legally binding, it's video. Holy wow. I felt really good about that chicken. The crust was great. The chicken itself was really moist and tender. And I thought maybe my mud wasn't muddy enough and wasn't spicy enough or wasn't flavorful enough, but that feels good. That feels good. Thanks, Nashville. Don't make me come back here. Okay, I'll come back. Nothing but the utmost respect to Prince's and Hattie B's, who have been doing this. You know, Prince's has been doing it since forever and they invented it, and Hattie B's has been doing it since, 2012? The utmost respect to the both of you and to everybody else out there who's grinding and making it hot. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my judges for judging. Thank you, Brad, for bradding. Let me know what you want to see me beat off next. Until next time, keep it spicy. And not too spicy. And carry wet wipes with you wherever you go. Thanks again to Cook Unity for sponsoring this episode. With dishes meticulously crafted by esteemed chefs like Food Network veterans to James Beard Award recipients, it feels as though you have the masters personally catering to your mealtime with a flexible schedule. With Cook Unity, you can set your preferences to call out what you like and don't like, then pick a plan and get menus tailored to your taste 2 weeks in advance. And with chef quality in mind, their meals arrive fresh, not frozen, with chef's instructions and nutrition details attached. Go to cookunity.com/Babish50 or click the link in the description and use my code Babish50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals to try them out for yourself.
So you've got Prince's, Andrew's, Hattie B's.
Oh, so the Hattie's wins? I'm so wrong. Hattie's got it figured out. I'm definitely still gonna eat this though.
Oh,
That's gotta be Andrew's,
this is Andrews.
right?
This is Andrews. Can I guess what these others ones are?
Yeah.
That's Hattie B's.
I think this is Hattie B's too.
And I'm sorry, I like Prince's. Good people own that place, but you guys, you just messed up today.
You nailed it.
Is this Prince's though?
That is Prince's. Yeah.
This is probably Hattie B's. I feel like this one's probably Prince's, and then this one is probably Andrew's.
Yeah.
Really?
You got Prince's,
This one's Prince's?
Prince's, Andrew's, Hattie B's. Yeah.
Wow.
That is an interesting.
That surprises me. I think
know.
that the people would be shocked.
Somebody said it earlier. The inconsistency of hot chicken is part of
The experience,
Yeah,
it
it's-
is.
it's just like-
if we ordered it again right now from these places, there would probably be a slightly different heat level even for the same order.
Right.
Yeah.
But Andrew, you did it, man.
Nailed it. From the Nashville locals.